Jeff Darlington from ESPN joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. We are 8 days from the new league year officially opening. You said about a week ago you'd be shocked if Brady returned to New England.
Yeah.
Your take on that subject now would be what? Changed? Same?
Same. Yeah, same. I continue to sort of maintain what I had said there in terms of, yes, I would be very surprised if Tom goes back to New England based on a number of conversations that I've had. And one of the things that I had mentioned in that segment on Get Up when I had said that I would, in fact, be stunned, which was not much different than what I had said previously in terms of just it being much more likely than not that he goes elsewhere. But what's interesting about it is I recognize that all of us have a tough time digesting that likelihood, including the people closest to Tom. The people around Tom even wonder what happens when he ends up in that office with Bill Belichick. And Belichick, should Belichick decide to do whatever it takes to convince Tom to stay, what happens? What does Tom do and decide in that moment? But based on the conversations that I've had, Tom is the one that is looking at free agency and excited about it.
No,
So yeah, that's where we stand right now.
So that's okay. That's the reason why you're placing your, if you will, well-sourced postulation. Let's put it that way, or instead of saying bet on Brady not being back, or have you heard essentially he's just done? He's just flat out done, as opposed to having potential wanderlust.
No, I mean I think that I don't want to shut the door completely on it to say he's flat out done. Because, like I said, I mean, everybody wonders what happens when he goes in there. But I know that he is very excited about entering free agency, that he is looking at this beyond just – I think one of the things that people assume is that this is strictly because he's just over Bill Belichick, when there's another side to it, another component, and that is that Tom Brady is looking toward free agency as another adventure, a way to reinvigorate himself, a way to sort of face another challenge. So it's not merely about running away from something as much as it is also about chasing after something new. And I think when you put those two things together, you've got a guy who is looking at opportunities that exist out there and saying, yeah, that's something that I'd like to be a part of.
Well, I'm sure you heard Charlie Weiss go on, I think it was our friend Golick and Wingo's program saying, Tom told me to tell the world he doesn't know, so nobody else knows.
Right.
What'd you make of that one?
I do believe, another thing that I've said along the way is that, I believe that Tom does not know what he's doing next in terms of he's been throwing a very wide net. I mean, he's been not simply saying, it's either the Titans or the Patriots, or I go back to the Patriots. It's either the Chargers or I go back to the Patriots. He is considering a lot of different things, but to the point that nobody knows anything, I would probably disagree with that to a degree. I mean, I feel pretty comfortable with the things that I've said so far.